Hey y'all, I'm Jack Hall. I'm chairman of the Ole Miss College Republicans, and I'm a second-year law student.
Do we have a representative from Students Against Social Injustices?
Yeah. Hey, I'm B, they, them pronouns. We don't have any official positions. We use horizontal leadership, so it's not like top to bottom or anything like that. I'm a sociology and biology major and a junior.
Hey guys, I'm Connor Smith. I'm president of University of Mississippi College Democrats. I'm a rising senior and a public policy major.
Hi everyone, I'm Jack Dellinger. I'm the co-president of Students for Life Ole Miss, and I'm a rising junior who's majoring in public policy and plans to double major in philosophy.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm the chairman for Young Americans for Freedom. I'm a senior economics and political science major.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ralph Stewart. I'm a chemistry major and present sophomore at the university, and I'm the vice chair for the Young Americans for Freedom chapter at Ole Miss.
I am Quay.
Sorry. You go ahead. Take it away.
Quay Williams. I'm a member of Students Against Social Injustice. I'm a rising senior and a graphic design major.
Great. I think that wraps up everybody. Sorry for cutting you off, Quay. All right, we're going to move on to question number 2 for our panelists, which is if you could tell us about the purpose of your organization, that would be great. If you want to include what your mission is, your vision or your values, it's totally up to you. And then maybe what contribution do you make to campus?
So from the Ole Miss College Republicans, our mission is to help elect Republican representatives in local, state, and federal offices, and our values align with the platform of the Republican Party. And on campus, we mostly focus on engaging students with the Republican Party and helping to promote Republican ideas on campus.
All right, so for University of Mississippi College Dems, our main goals, similar to the College Republicans since we're a party organization, is to promote the ideals of the Democratic Party and help elect Democratic candidates, local, state, and federal. Main things we do on campus are voter registration drives, do get out the vote information. During election season, we'll have door knocking drives with the county party. We did that a lot this last year. Probably will be coming up next semester with local elections. And yeah.
So SASI is Students Against Social Injustices. So we do a lot of organizing on campus for a lot of different issues. We don't affiliate with any specific party, but we do organize around like a lot of the Confederate stuff on campus, around the flag, statues, stuff like that. And then we also do organizing in labor, so like with the union and student workers. And Quay is going to answer 2B.
Sorry. The contributions that we have made on campus is that for the last 3, almost going on 4 years, that we have been fighting for the removal of the Confederate statue on campus. And I guess technically we have done that already. Thanks to the support of the campus, it was a really long and tedious and stressful fight, and it was the second big win of Students Against Social Injustice. One of our first big wins was the removal of the Confederate flag that used to be on campus.
Okay, everyone. Students for Life Ole Miss's mission is to recruit, train, and mobilize the pro-life generation in order to abolish abortion. It's pretty sweet and simple. As far as our contribution we make to campus, we think we're dedicated to helping with the dialogue as far as that goes. And then in the future, we plan to help with the Pregnant on Campus initiative to help pregnant students and people on campus in general.
Young Americans for Freedom exists to promote political and economic freedom, individual liberty, a strong national defense, and limited government. Our main goal is to expose students to those ideas and then promote them on our campus by creating an open exchange of ideas. And Ralph, the vice chair, will talk more about our specific contributions to campus.
Yes, we do several events throughout the year. The most upcoming event will be the 9/11 Never Forget Project, which will be in September. And then I think closer towards the end of the fall, we will have the commemoration of the fall of the Berlin Wall and the No More Che Day, which will commemorate the death of the Che Guevara. And then there are several more events throughout the semester we look forward to doing, and some even towards in the spring as well.
All right, thanks everybody. Moving on to our next question for our panelists. That is, what is your favorite thing, whether that's an event or a program or just something else that you do that your organization does each year?
I think my favorite event that College Republicans does each year is that each year we'll have a fundraiser growth tent, and we'll get a bunch of different candidates to help put together a growth tent. And it's a good way for students who are interested to network with candidates and elected officials while on the grove before a football game. Thank you.
Yeah, so my favorite thing that College Democrats does is every year, at least once a year, since there's 2 conventions every year, but at least once a year, we take a delegation to the College Democrats National Convention. Last summer, we went down to New Orleans. This coming up one will be actually where the DNC is this year, but I think it's got canceled. But anyway, there's always a good venue. The party does a good job of making housing very cheap where you go. Registration's usually only like $50. So yeah, that's my favorite thing to do.
For SASI, we have 2 events. During the fall semester in late February, we have a national convention. We are part of an umbrella organization called USAS, United Students Against Sweatshops, which promotes workers' equity and ensures that factory workers get paid and that they are in healthy working conditions. So during late February, we have all of our national chapters come to another chapter's campus, and we host a huge action, whether it's like a protest or some kind of demonstration. And during that time, we have younger students who are part of other chapters how to organize and how to connect with each other better to promote a better sustained relationship within the chapters. And last semester we had a local roots training which is basically like our national convention but on a smaller scale, which we want to help local students in the area teach them how to organize and be more radical in how to advocate for themselves, whether it's for workers' equity or for against racial issues or any other social injustices.
So I wasn't sure if the next SASI person was going to talk or not, but all right, I'm going now. Students for Life, I would like to talk about two things as well. The first thing that we've already done this year, which has been our first year on campus, was our prayer vigil, which we did coinciding with 40 Days for Life and Lent. And so as a Roman Catholic, that's kind of special to me. And then the second thing that my co-president and I have already done and that we've planned to try and fund as an organization to do going forward is going to the March for Life each year. And after that, the pro-life summit that occurs in DC as well. It's just a lot of fun and really gets you inspired about the future of the movement. So, yeah.
So my favorite event that we do with the Young Americans for Freedom is the 9/11 Never Forget Project in September. We try to do this every year, and we are intent on doing it this year when we get back. But it's just such a great privilege and honor to participate in this kind of activity. We will usually set up some flags in the grove for every member, or rather every victim that perished on that day. So it's just such a great thing to be a part of. I visited New York for the first time a couple months ago and saw the memorial there. And it's just such a great thing to be a part of. And we hope to see a lot of people come out for that when we get back.
All right, thanks for sharing, everybody. Just a quick reminder about our order that we have for our orgs on this call. We're going to hear from Ole Miss College Republicans, then Students Against Social Injustices, then we'll have University of Mississippi College Democrats, Students for Life, and then Young Americans for Freedom. Now we're going to move on to our next question, which is, why do you think a new student should join your organization or attend some of your events or programs, or really just take advantage of the membership experience within your organization?
I think that new students should join the Ole Miss College Republicans because our networking opportunities help a lot of students get campaign experience, internship opportunities while in college, as well as full-time employment after college. So it's great professional development as well as civic engagement.
So a big thing for us is like we've noticed that a lot of people don't join SASI until they're older, which means they don't get as many years like enjoying SASI. That's because a lot of students like will come on and not know a lot of the issues and will think like, oh, it's not like a big deal. But then like they see a lot of the huge issues that being a student at UMIS presents, and they're like, oh, I have to do something about this now. And so they join and like get all of this organizing experience and get to do a lot of different work and get to, like, anybody in SASI can bring up different campaigns that they want to do. It's not like, okay, we are this, so we only work on this. Like, we do a lot of different work. And so as freshmen or incoming students, it would be really great to join as soon as you can so you get the whole experience for your entire time.
Yeah, so good reason to join College Democrats is there are a lot of opportunities to network with both candidates and party officials, elected representatives. We work really closely with the county executive committee, do a lot of campaigning with them. We work really closely with local candidates. Like this last election, Tiffany Kilpatrick and Kevin Fry, both local attorneys who ran for state representative and state senate. We were working pretty closely with them. Also, there's a lot of internship and job opportunities from the National College Democrats of America. They're constantly sending us applications, trying to get people to get involved with that. So yeah, it's a great opportunity to, if you're interested in getting involved in Democratic politics, especially if you're not from the state, you know, plant your foot in the ground, start meeting the right people, especially in Lafayette County.
All right, so Students for Life, like some of the other political organizations have already said, there's tons of internship and networking opportunities that are going to be available through this, especially in the continuation of going to the March for Life and Pro-Life Summit. I mean, Students for Life is the largest youth pro-life organization in the United States, so there's definitely a lot of potential there. Also, it's just good for you to join if you're interested in helping out pregnant students on campus and that kind of thing. And if you're interested in, working to fix some of the legislation in our state or, advance the pro-life cause, I think in Mississippi we have a real chance. So it's probably the best thing you can do.
Again, echoing from other leaders in their organizations, YAF has many internship opportunities within Young America's Foundation, which is the headquarters for YAF, or in other political spheres, whether it be Congress or the Heritage Foundation. Lots of opportunities there. But while you're on campus, there are plenty of opportunities as well to educate other students about conservatism. We host events once a month, whether it be a Change Your Mind table or an informational table to discuss different issues going on campus or different issues going on in the nation. It's a really unique opportunity to learn for yourself and then be able to promote those ideas to other students. And during summer and vacations times, as well as during the semester, there are conferences that YAF sponsors where you can go for free to Santa Barbara or to DC to hear from amazing conservative speakers like Ben Shapiro and Stephen Crowder. So there are a lot of opportunities to network with peers on campus and in the nation, and then also to develop yourself for future job after college.
Thanks, everybody. Next question for you all is, what is the, oh, excuse me, I'm getting ahead of myself. Next question actually is, what have you learned by being a part of your current student organization that you're representing, whether that's some sort of transferable skill, job skills, people skills? Would love to hear more about what you've earned as a result of being active in your organization.
From being active in Ole Miss College Republicans, I've interned in DC on Capitol Hill for my congressman, and you learn a lot of office-based skills for professional development after college, because I guess we're all looking to have careers after college. So it's really good to get good office skills beforehand. Additionally, working on different campaigns, I've learned about how to work on the field, tight deadlines, pretty stressful environments as well. So I think membership in College Republicans will help with all those skills that are transferable after college.
Being involved in SASI, I learned how to community organize, which I think is a really important thing to, like, is a really important skill to have, because it's like multiple skills into one. We, with community organizing, I learned how to get an issue out to the general public that I care about, like different ways to gauge the general public, and how to promote events like our different actions or demonstrations that we have on campus. And with that, you develop people skills as a person who is very much introverted when it comes to, I guess, being an advocate for what I care about. It's less stressful for me to, just walk up to a stranger and to like have this conversation about something that's controversial, like a social injustice, and, to try and gain an ally. Was I muted the whole time?
No, you're good. We heard everything you said.
Okay, sorry.
Big thing I've got from being in college Dems is how to campaign. So while I've been involved with College Democrats, I've managed a alderman campaign, a state senate campaign, and a congressional campaign. So you learn a lot of skills, especially on ground game. It's the most important part of a campaign. how to deal with people who aren't necessarily receptive to the ideas you're putting out there, how to fundraise, how to phone bank, all this stuff. Another big one is how to manage people, especially in a party that has quite differing factions that don't always get along with each other. We see that a lot in our own organization here on campus anyway. So yeah, there's a lot of things I've learned and have been able to transfer into different jobs and internships I've done.
So, with being the co-president for Students for Life, I think I've learned definitely almost exactly what Quay was saying about SASI, some of that engaging with people, trying to gain allies, having a civil discussion with them, and being polite, but still trying to educate them and bring them to your side. And that's something really important. And then second, I'd say that being part of this organization brings a level of humility, because a lot of the work we're doing is more charity oriented, like working for a pregnancy center or doing diaper drives or whatever it may be. And I think that's very important. And thirdly, I think perhaps the most useful thing I've learned is, I think, a sort of good faith in your work. We're dedicated to a real reachable cause, and some of the steps we've achieved in doing that are noticeable, and it really gives you a certain optimism that I think is really important in today's sort of stressful, cynical society.
For YAF, I've learned a lot of different things, and I think a lot of members can learn. Number one, like Jack was saying, how to have civil discourse with each other, and also something that's really important for YAF and for our members is to teach them why we believe what we believe. So that way, when you're discussing with individuals, you're able to defend your points and to get across what you have to say. Another really important skill that I've learned is leadership. YAF has tons and tons of leadership opportunities. We have an executive board, but we also have committees, and committees are basically a smaller version of what the executive's doing for a specific topic. And that allows you to create events for people to participate in, and also engage the students within the organization in coming together for a common goal and creating those events or creating promotional ideas. So YAF has a lot of opportunities like that, and it also teaches you how to network with individuals. You get to speak with the speakers when they come to campus and when you go to conferences. So a lot of interpersonal skills, leadership skills that will serve you now and beyond.
I'll add to that. I've been a member of YAF for about a year now, and a part of the executive board for a little while longer. And membership with the organization has certainly given me the opportunity to kind of direct my potential in leadership positions. I've been able to hone my leadership skills and abilities through this group. And there is something to be said from employers of people who are in groups like this. Employers are going to respect that members of our organization are willing to dedicate their time, their effort, and of course, being out there in the midst of public scrutiny to advance a cause that they believe in. And that's quite something to do, because it's one of the greatest things you can do in life, to stand out there and proclaim the things you believe to be good, right, and just a worthwhile endeavor. So that's something they're going to respect, and it's something they want to see in their own employees on the job too. So that will provide a great indication of that as well.
Thanks, everybody. Up next, we're going to hear what does the membership experience look like within your organization, and what are some qualities of your current active members, and maybe what you look for in potential new members for your organization.
So the membership experience for Ole Miss College Republicans is we meet twice a month, every other week. So members attend regular meetings. Usually there are also a couple of social events throughout the semester on and off campus. Usually there will be watch parties for election nights and debates. There will be some volunteering, some phone banking, walking door to door, getting involved with campaigns, plenty of meals and time together as club members to help elect Republican candidates, that sort of thing. And in terms of qualities of what we're looking for in members, we just like to find members who align with our party platform, who are interested in getting to work and making those professional connections.
So, so with SASI, the membership experience is not like a lot of other orgs where there's like president, vice president, like people talking at you, but we are more horizontal. So like anybody can come in with like, you can be a freshman, have never organized before, and come in and say, hey, I really feel passionate about this. Like, is there anything we can do? And there will be people like wanting to do that with you. We meet every like week, but it's not like you have to show up every time or we'll kick you out. We understand that being a student is very difficult for a lot of reasons. As far as our values, we are, obviously we don't have a platform party that we like make anyone stick to, but we are very anti-racist, very queer friendly, queer affirming. We make sure that people are being tolerated, but not hateful, ugly, gross, that kind of anything like that. We obviously are dedicated to collective liberation, which means that we're not free as in like however you want to interpret that, but until we are all free. So we're not just fighting for like, I'm fighting for like, this is for me and I want to feel liberated or free, but like I'm fighting for the people I love to also be liberated.
So College Democrats meet twice a month. Usually those meetings are coupled with food or guest speakers like local elected officials or candidates, stuff like that. We do a lot of events with the executive committee of Lafayette County, so we'll help them with fundraisers or door knocking and stuff like that. We do a lot of stuff with other individual campaigns as well. Once or twice a year, when it's a regular year, we'll have a tent in the Grove, have candidates come out, give out their literature, have stickers and signs and stuff like that. We also do a lot of voter registration drives. So usually we have a table set up in front of the union, and just I think last year we had a little over 200 people register on campus. So we were really proud of that. But yeah, that's in a nutshell what it's like.
So for Students for Life, a lot of what we do is, we are going to be meeting about twice a month, like the other organizations, and we do a lot of tabling on campus. So we'll have dialogues with people about, the legality of abortion or morality or whatever it is. And then we'll also do things like diaper drives, maybe have that in a competition with another school. And then a lot of what we do as far as charity work is helping, and volunteer hours is helping with the pregnancy center in Oxford. But as far as the qualities of our active members, I would say that there's a wide variety, and the uniting factor would be determination and dedication. People that are dedicated to this cause. We are a single issue organization, but there are people that are, very sort of philosopher-esque and, like to engage in discussion and think about these issues and that kind of stuff. But there are some people that are just not as interested in that, and they're more, do rather than think about it kind of people, and they'd rather participate in, like I said, some of the volunteer hours and stuff like that we have on campus, or in legislation or something like that. So there's a wide variety of people.
For YAF to become a member, we ask that you sign the Sharon Statement, which is our founding document written by Ronald Reagan, William F. Buckley Jr., and Barry Goldwater in 1960. It's adhering to conservative principles like limited government, freedom of speech, basically what you find in the Constitution and in the Declaration of Independence, and promoting conservative values through that. Since we're nonpartisan, we don't affiliate with a certain party, but we do have principles that we adhere to because we are an ideological movement. We also hold meetings once a week throughout the semester. So we require members to come to half of those meetings in order to maintain their membership status. But there are plenty of opportunities to participate within that framework for activism events, for tabling, for conferences and the like. And then a benefit of being a member is exclusive discounts for conferences, free YAF swag, and leadership opportunities, being a part of the executive board or leading certain committees. So a lot of what we're looking for are students who are devoted to the conservative cause, who want to make a change and want to stand up for the ideas that they believe in, whether that be behind the scenes through researching and helping create events, or by being on the front lines and talking with students, fighting back against administrators and the like.
The best way that I can describe the interactions with the members in YAF over the last year is sort of kind of like a brotherhood or a sisterhood in conservatism. We all are very passionate about what we do and our activism. When I first became involved with YAF, which was about this time last year, actually, during the Never Forget project, I knew for sure that this was a group of like-minded, fine people that I could get along with and obtain an elevated and refined friendship in a lot of ways. And I was able to do this while all the while cultivating better and good leadership skills and abilities. So that's what's so awesome about it.
All right, thanks, y'all. I also just got a notification. Oh, sorry, did I cut somebody off? I just got a notification that my internet connection is unstable, so that's my bad. Just wanted to make sure everybody had a chance to talk before we dove into the next question, which is, where do you see your organization going in the next few years, and how can new members of your group help get it there?
So this year is 2020, so we have federal elections. So our members will be involved with congressional, senatorial, and presidential elections this year. So I think that'll be most of our attention, is getting those people elected and reelected. And members can help us achieve that goal by getting involved with the club and helping organize and campaign for these members.
So where I see SASI going in the next few years is to basically continuing strong and pushing for progressive change on campus. For example, like abolishing IHL, defunding UPD, and creating a better structure for unionized workers on campus. We have a union on campus, but it is not all encompassing because there are workers who are contracted through Aramark and Sodexo that aren't really able to partake in the benefits of United Campus Workers because they do not receive a check directly from the university. I will pass it on to Bailey to elaborate more.
Okay. Yeah, so to build on what Quay said, something we recently started organizing in SASI is mutual aid. So like when the pandemic shut down the university and a lot of students like weren't sure, like student workers didn't know if they were going to continue to get paid, if they had housing, we set up different like channels for mutual aid to happen so that we could make sure that students and workers and community members were being taken care of. So that's something obviously we want to continue in the future, because this is a very weird time and we don't know what's going on, especially on campus with, different situations with classes and stuff like that. We also want to, like Quay said, work on unionizing workers, not only like Sodexo and Airmark contracted workers, but student workers who are treated as very disposable and not considered in a lot of issues. And as students who may be student workers, that is something that a lot of you may be interested in, because a lot of us do have to work to survive here. And it's very important that we take care of each other.
Yeah, so like my old neighbor Jack talked about, there are federal elections coming up this November. Being a Democrat in Mississippi, that's always a tough time for us. So we're going to work for the SP campaign as hard as we can. It's the only one that has even theoretical chance of winning. We're more excited about local elections, which are coming up in the spring semester. Oxford is a democratically controlled board of aldermen. And local elections give us the opportunity to be much more involved in a significant way in campaigns. Students in local elections are frequently put on campaign staff, are in charge of like volunteer coordination of ground game or fundraising and stuff like that. So we really want my goal for the organization in the next few years is to become an integral part of the Lafayette County Executive Committee. I want the college Democrats to be a real force within the local party.
Yeah, so where I see Students for Life Ole Miss going in the next few years is continuing our efforts in, like I said, sort of the tabling and volunteering at the Pregnancy Center, but also in becoming the preeminent organization on helping out pregnant students on campus, maybe working with the city government to get things like maternity parking, and also, like I mentioned earlier, about getting the March for Life every year and trying to get our whole organization to go through fundraising, as well as trying to push legislation within Mississippi, perhaps getting Oxford to be a sanctuary for the unborn, like some other cities have attempted, and yeah, just trying to further that goal of abolishing abortion in law and practice. So we got a long way to go and plenty of work to do. Thank you.
From my vision for YAF, I can see YAF at Ole Miss hosting top speakers like Ben Shapiro and Stephen Crowder, creating campus-specific events that garner the attention of everyone on campus and educate the student body on conservatism, and influencing students and administrators to focus more on diversity of thought and free speech. Two things that I think are falling to the wayside on colleges, campuses across the country, and something that that Young Americans for Freedom and Young America's Foundation are very adamant about. New members can help us achieve this by participating in our on-campus initiatives and leading topic-based committees that get the students talking about important issues of our day. So what's great about YAF is that if you think that there's something that we need to be talking about on campus, whether it's specific to our campus that plays into a broader conservative principle, or something on the state or national level that needs to be brought to the attention of the students, you can lead a committee and create events that educate students and also get them to participate in the community civically to change things that you think need changing.
All right, thanks everybody. Just one more final question for our panelists before we turn it over to our attendees to ask any questions if they have any. Is there anything that you guys would like to add? Maybe any things that we didn't hit on today or anything that wasn't covered. So you can think of this as sort of your final remarks or your closing statements for the afternoon.
Just as a closing statement, I'd like to encourage all interested people to email me or hit us up via our club social media if you're interested in getting involved. This is a great way to meet people who are interested in what you are professionally, as well as just a great group of friends as well. So I'd like to encourage all interested parties to reach out. Thank you.
Hey, I am sharing a bit.ly link in the chat right now, and if you type in that link, you can go to a graphic that has all of our social medias on it. And if you're interested in getting involved in SASI, you can reach out to any of those inboxes, leave like your name, or we can just talk through the social media for anyone that has more questions and wants to talk one-on-one, or you can follow us to keep up with what we're doing, different, or send your email or phone number and we can add you to a group me to be involved.
Yeah, so I would just say College Dims is a great opportunity to meet like-minded students. We have people from all over the country. It's not, just Mississippi people. We're not strict or anything. We don't require attendance, a certain amount of attendance to be a member. You can just, show up whenever you can or want or feel like there's something you want to do in the club. It's also just a great opportunity to network if you're really trying to get into the political game. If you're trying to find a political internship, it's a great way to meet the right people to make that happen. If you want any more information, our Twitter and Instagram at is UMissDems, UMISSDEMS.
Yeah, so not much, but like Connor was talking about with internships, the one thing that I didn't mention was that Students for Life is a great way to get involved with our sister organization, Students for Life Action, which actually pushes for candidates in elections and that kind of stuff. And it's still nonpartisan, though. We don't just campaign for Republicans, there are pro-life Democrats too, and you can absolutely get involved in that. So, and I'm going to send our email in the chat for anyone who wants to reach out to us to join. Thank you.
YAF is a unique political experience and a premier conservative group across the nation. So not only can you change the discourse on campus through your involvement, but you can change how society views America's founding principles and conservatism as a whole. We'd love for anybody to join who wants to promote conservative values, and I'll go ahead and put our social media handles and our email in the chat if you want to reach out.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, if anybody else wants to drop an Instagram handle or email in that chat, feel free to go ahead and do that. While y'all are doing that, we'll give our attendees a couple minutes to drop any questions in the chat, and then we will wrap this thing up. So I'll wait just a couple minutes to see if anybody has any questions. All right, so we had a question. Is there stuff for us to look out for when we get to campus meetings and such? So if we could have a couple panelists describe how a new member could get in touch with you to see when your weekly meetings are and how they would go about requesting membership into your organization in order to attend those weekly meetings, that would be wonderful.
For SASI, we're usually tabling a lot. If you ever see us tabling, feel free to come up, and we usually inform people about our meeting times and where we meet. Our meeting times and where we meet is also on forum. I think that's the school's website for organizations. We have the information there too, along with our emails of the people who are in executive positions. If you ever have any specific questions, you can feel free to either reach out to the SASI email or any individuals that are on the contact list on the forum.
Yeah, for YAF, you can go to the forum as well. You can email us. The email's in there. We'll post regularly on social media when we have meetings and events coming up. And you can get on our mailing list by emailing us some of your information, or find us tabling outside of the union at some time. But we normally hold meetings, since they're weekly, on Wednesdays at 5:30.
I don't know what the order is right now. You can go.
All right. For college Dems, we haven't gotten a new meeting time set. We try to, depending on the year, pick a day that has the least amount of conflict for similar groups, or stuff like ASB and stuff like that. So once we have a meeting place and time set, it'll be posted on all our social medias. We do a reminder for every meeting. Also, I don't know how tabling is going to work in this semester with social distancing and stuff like that. But if we're allowed to, we'll be out there. We do it a lot, especially during election year. We'll have voter registration. We'll have all our information there. And then we do flyers. We'll put them up in like the union and different busier halls that have bulletin boards and stuff like that.
All right, so like some of the other organizations, like here we, you do have to officially sign up for us, and we will have meetings about twice a month. But I don't think we've still completely decided, but they'll probably be either Thursdays, 6:30, or maybe a little later, or Monday or Tuesday. Probably Thursday though.
Yeah, I guess I missed the question. I was responding to something else. But if you're interested in joining the Ole Miss College Republicans, just join via forum, follow our social media, hit me up via email, and we can get you involved. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks everybody. I did drop the link to our Engage platform that we call the forum, that has all of our registered student organizations on that platform. So that's a good place to start to reach out to leadership organizations that you're interested in joining. Do you have any more questions from our attendees? All right. Thank you to all of our wonderful panelists for joining us today. You all did a wonderful job. And thank you all for coming to our session today about our political organizations. We will post the recorded version of this session on the Student Union website, so be on the lookout for that if you'd like to share that with friends or anybody that wasn't able to attend the session today. And again, if you have any lingering questions or need help getting connected to the leaders of these organizations and beyond, feel free to email us at getinvolved@olemiss.edu. So thank you everybody for joining us today.